Everybody, by popular request, today I am going to attempt resurrection of 6 Sanyo UR18650 batteries. These pinkish colored batteries are the Sanyo batteries, the ones with the green tops on them. These come out of a Toshiba battery pack, laptop battery pack. I pulled these, I want to say about a year ago. I think it was either February or March, sometime around then. They were going to be recycled. I was going to recycle them. Reason being because they actually were over discharged. They had set for a long period of time, and as a result they were extremely over discharged. But a lot of people requested that I should try reviving them, because I did in fact revive a set of Panasonic cells back in 2016. It's these batteries here. Make sure you're seeing that. Okay. These batteries here. However, I'm going to be recycling these. I might actually put these to the side because these two are the ones that actually were sitting at like 2.5 volts or so. The rest of these were like 1.5, 1.6 volts. They all recovered okay, but the capacity on them is not all that great, and they just, when you put a load on them, the voltage just drops pretty rapidly. So yeah, they're sitting at such a low charge for a long time has definitely damaged them. Which is one reason why I hadn't really wanted to bother with these Sanyos, because these particular Sanyo cells here are only rated. Get this, are only rated for 2,000 milliamp hours. Which that on its own is kind of the low end for what you would get out of what you normally get out of UR18650 batteries. This tape is really on here too, man. Yeah, these have set in that tape for a long time. I'm gonna pull these out of the tape. Hopefully I don't rip the wrappings on any of these doing this. Now, for those curious, Sanyo is a good brand of batteries. Yeah, Sanyo is definitely a good brand. It's just these had sat over discharged, and I just didn't really feel like bothering with them. Now, these blue batteries were actually LG Chem cells. Those came from my second harvest out of an HP pack. When I went to charge these up, they got hot, so that's why I've rejected these. Those two. They will be recycled. Because if a battery gets hot like that on the first charge, it's generally safe to just, dispose of it. Have it recycled. Don't waste your time with it, because, battery that gets hot obviously is not in good shape. But okay, here's our 6 Sanyo UR18650 Y cells, and these are 2,000 milliamp hours. We have there's a green disc on top of them, which that generally means are 2,000. I've already looked these up, and they're actually 2,000. And let me go look and see if I can figure out a date on these. There's a little date coder, I think. Let me see if I can figure out the age of these. Okay, I was able to look up the date on these. These were manufactured in May 2013, so they are not nearly, they're not quite as old as I thought they were. They're actually younger than the replacements, the cells in my Dell Inspiron 1525 replacement pack. So even though the cells are only like 4 years old, I believe they've been sitting at a very low voltage for a long period of time. Now, they might even be sitting at lower voltage now. Yeah, 2.17. 2.1, yeah, 2.16. 2.2. 2.23. I'm not sure if you're seeing the voltmeter or not. Oh, not quite. Yeah, 2.13. I think is what. I think that's what that was. All right. 2.2. 2.23. 2.17, 2.16. Yeah, so they're all sitting. Yeah, they're sitting at a voltage that I probably would not really want to recover them from. After after the track record I had with the Panasonics, not for anything dangerous. Although yeah, sometimes they do say you have to be careful with batteries like that. But the Panasonics, as I mentioned, they just haven't really done a very good job at holding a reasonable charge. I think they're only holding like, I'm thinking maybe 1,000 milliamp hours or something like that. Yeah, not a whole lot. But age-wise, these particular batteries, yeah, it's not too bad. I'll definitely be interested to see, if they recover, what capacity they'll recover to, because I just harvested a 6-pack of knockoff cells, well, generics, out of a replacement pack that are rated for 1900 milliamp hours, and they charge right up to 1900 milliamp hours, because I think they have less than 50 cycles on them, actually. In fact, I think the pack might have not really gotten any use. I think they may have the cells might have discharged over time, because the little circuit board inside the pack does put a little bit of a load on them. So for those who don't know, my plan for these cells, if I can recover them, and if they offer good capacity, is to so I'm gonna get my parents some decent flashlights, because to be quite honest, the flashlights they have now are kind of horrible. They're not like today's Cree LED torches, and I want to get them some decent torches. And I figured these aren't really high capacity, considering how they don't usually have their flashlights on. They don't use their flashlights very often like I do. I think this would be perfect for them, as if these do charge up to a reasonable capacity. Okay, going to slide out the charger, and I'm going to do my typical. This is how I typically recover cells. I'm going to place these in here. I'm going to start them out at a 200 milliamp charge. The charge will automatically down the charge rate until the voltage gets up to a stable voltage. Because when lithium cells like this are at a very low voltage, they can they can become unstable. So, but if you push a very small amount of current to them, you can recover them. All right, let's see what we get here. Here you go. Down the current down to about between. See how this one's still going down? 24. No, it keeps going down. Okay, it went down to 17 milliamps on this one, and these are starting to come back a little bit. And I keep my finger rested on the batteries to make sure they're not getting warm or anything. You see the current is coming back up to 200 milliamps. That's because our voltage is coming up a little bit. We're already up to 2.3 volts, and so on these, and we're almost up to 3 volts now. It usually doesn't take them long to recover to about 3 volts. Which brings the question, considering the from what I read online, these are not that old. From what the information I found online, R21, where it says UR18650A, and over little ways you'll see R2112. Apparently the R21 means 2013. I'm thinking the letter R represents the year, and 21 I think represents the 21st week of the year. Okay, we'll see what these can do. So now if they don't charge up to a very reasonable capacity, like significantly lower than 2000, I'm still subject to recycle these. Because I got cells in packs I have not extracted yet that are rated for much higher capacity. For example, if these batteries end up not charging up to a decent capacity, instead of supplying these to my parents when I get them some flashlights, I'll instead supply them those other batteries I had mentioned of. For example, this is one right here. Made by a company, I forget the exact name of it. It's some weird name. Like Shenzhen Enough Power Technology. Yeah, that's kind of a weird name. But, these are rated for 1900 milliamp hours, which is kind of on the low end for a battery like this. But they do in fact charge up to what they're rated for. And they weigh in at 41 grams or so. I figured to go and weigh these alongside the Sanyos and see how they compare on the gram scale. So 41.3 grams for that one. And how about a Sanyo? Let's see what the Sanyo weighs. 42.3, 42.4 just about, which is pretty respectable considering these are rated for 2000. So not too much of a difference there. So we will go ahead and let these recover and see what we get. Once these get up to a little bit higher, I'd say about 3.2 volts, I'll go ahead and switch the charge current to about 1000 milliamps. It's put 14 milliamp hours in right now so far. So if these either A, don't actually charge it to a reasonable capacity, B, they get warm or hot, or better say hot during charging, or C, they show to have high discharge. In cases like that, they will be getting recycled. Which funny is one thing that I'm questioning right now is, I remember these come out of a Toshiba battery pack, but I'm trying to remember what laptop they came from to be dated manufactured in 2013. It kind of buzzes my mind, and I'm trying to figure that out. To be honest with you, I'm trying to figure that one out. Because I did, over time, I did get a few, Toshiba laptops in for parts. But I was trying to remember if I had gotten one from 2013 or not. Because, stuff from that age generally has like Windows 8 on it. And I do not remember getting one from, getting a laptop in, at least for parts, as Windows 8, with Windows 8 on it. It's either that or I replaced a battery pack because it wasn't charging up decently. Now we're going to go ahead and put these in and charge at 1000 milliamps. Now I have to keep my eyes out to see if they get noticeably hot or not. Generally, these kinds of batteries should not get hot. So I'll charge them at 1000 milliamps and see what they do. So when you're covering batteries like this, lithium-ion 18650s, if they're going to display any issues with charging, it's going to generally happen between the 3.8 to 4.2 volt area of the charge. Okay, everybody, these 4 cells have finished up, and let's see what they're at. It took around 2.5 hours to charge up. They're now sitting at 4.18 volts. It'll probably drop down to about 4.15 or so. And we got roughly 1800 milliamp hours in them. So that's not too awful bad, considering the age of these and sitting for a long amount of time at a low voltage like that. So I think they've recovered pretty well. Now I could do further testing on these as well, but I mean, kind of see what you get here. The cells didn't get hot at all when charging. So I was pretty impressed there. No problems with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and test these other 2 cells and see how they do. Because sometimes when batteries in a laptop fail, it's usually because of one pair of cells, assuming a laptop battery pack that has a very common 6-cell configuration of 3S2P, 3 series 2 parallel. So I'll go ahead and start these and do the same thing. Batteries on the camera, but let's see here. I'll start them out at low current, 200 milliamps, and let's see how they do here. You'll watch the current drop down to almost nothing, and then once the cells begin to recover, the current will come back up. Again, the reason why the current steps down to such a low amount is when you have cells that are overly discharged like this, if you force too much current through them, they can short out. Because the chemistry at that voltage can be unstable. But once the voltage comes up, it's safe. And now we'll just let these charge up to about 3.2 volts or so, 3.2, 3.4 or something like that, and then I'll switch over to high current. Okay, about the other two Sanyo batteries just got finished charging. Took a little over 2 hours to charge. 4.18 volts and roughly 1800 milliamp hours apiece. So not too bad there. They also stayed warm. I mean, they stayed cool. They didn't get hot or anything while charging. So I'd say it's turned out to be a good harvest. I'm kind of glad I didn't get them recycled. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any questions or comments? Feel free to ask, and thanks for watching. Hey everybody. I sure hope you guys enjoyed this video from Q Computer Channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe to Q Computer Channel for more updates, and remember to tick the bell so you actually get notified of these updates. Did you know that I am also on a second channel? That's Bike Geek MTDX. Over there you'll find videos of bicycling, weather, elevators, and all sorts of other neat and interesting stuff. Feel free to subscribe to that channel as well. And again, I thank you for your support, and thanks for watching this video.